G'day all, I'm Attila and I just bought the cheapest XR6 Turbo in Australia. How bad is it? For all that don't know much about this car, it's a Ford BF Falcon XR6 Turbo, which is powered by the legendary straight 6 Barra. It is a factory turbo with the red top, which means it has better internals, valve springs, everything. It's basically just a beefier taxi. These are used commonly in Australia for taxis, known for their reliability and how long they last on the road. It's a 1 million kilometre motor. But Ford decided to go for a performance vehicle and they smacked a big turbo onto this legendary straight 6. And it pushes a lot of power with very, very little needing to be done to it. It's basically the Aussie 2JZ. After seeing that very hectic intro, this is the XR6 Turbo. I bought it for 2,800 Australian schmackaroos. It is a BF XR6 Turbo with a ZF6 transmission, which is probably the holy grail if you're into the autos. If not, you want the T56, but she's just as good. And the plans for this are to turn it into my daily. So there are a couple of things I need to do to tick off the old boxes. One, I need to fix it up, make sure she's running right and she's running good. Two, it needs to look less like a Mandra vehicle or a Rockingham Marauder, and she wants to be a nice, pretty north of the river rig. So yeah, I need to make sure 1, aircon's working. 2, start, stops and runs. 3, brakes work. 4, looks alright. Doesn't need to look pretty. You just need to stand back a little bit and be like, fuck, that's an XR6 Turbo. And then that's basically all I need from it. Doesn't need to look pretty whatsoever. Just needs to be one uniform colour with no dents, scratches. The old bumper needs to be not doing that. And yeah, that's it. Just can't be too bad. I'll start with like a general run around on the car and just show you the outside before I get a bit more into what's been done to it and what needs to be done to get it up to scratch. But yeah, she's very bunky, very, very bunky, which is very much expected for the very low $2,800 I paid for this fine piece of machinery. It has a lot of issues. Bodywork is rough. It's been in a front end accident at some point. A good thing to tell when you're buying a car to look at, to see if it's been in an accident, is 1, you do a VIN check. You can grab the VIN here, sometimes it's in the windshield on cars or in the door panel, and you go on a website called PPSR and you'll see it shows you a list if it's ever been written off or stolen or anything. That's a good way to see if the car has been in an accident. But for this car, it's been in an accident and it hasn't been reported. So another way to check is you want to check panel gaps. Obviously this one is very obvious it's been in an accident at some point. See the panel gaps between the doors. And on this side, you can see where the guard's actually been pushed into the door. So when you open the door, it makes a bit of a creaking sound, which isn't too ideal. But another way to check is the panels. You can see the front bumper is white and this quarter is actually grey. So it's either been primed and they've tried to put it on, but you can tell it's got a different finish towards the rest of the car. These are the factory doors. Besides the paint being all faded, definitely has a different finish to it. And then obviously it's got a Chinese XR8 bonnet on it, which doesn't belong on this car. And whoever's put it on has left the factory primer on it, which you're not supposed to do, and it's eaten through and started to show its wear and tear. But yeah, the bumpers are not secure. Quarters and doors need to be replaced. I'm surprised, the car is fairly straight for like the rear end, which is what I cared about a lot. The only issue on the rear quarter is here, where something's flung up or something's gone to the side or they've hit something or reversed into something. And the boot had a massive dent here, but I've gone with an old rubber mallet and kind of smoothened it out. But I will need to replace this because you can see the panel gap here is poking up. And then classic, with these Ford Falcons, they tend to rust on the wing. They like to trap water. And you also notice, not on this car, but they tend to collect water inside the actual boot shell and rust out at the bottom. But you know, not everyone's a fan of these wings and a lot of people delete them. So if you're ever buying one and you see it, with the wings being deleted, make sure those holes have been patched up properly or you will need to be replacing this boot. The good thing is with these Falcons is that every model is kind of the same besides the badges and the wing. You can always just slap any sedan boot onto it and then drill the holes or do whatever you need to do. But this side's quite clean from the rear end, so we'll need to be replacing the doors. The person I bought the car off has actually supplied 2 new quarter panels, a front bumper and the original bonnet. I haven't collected the original bonnet yet, but I think I might keep the XR8 bonnet. I don't like it, to be honest, but it's already on the car and it's straight, so just needs to be sanded down and painted. Yeah, so it's not a bad buy. It's actually quite a decent buy for how much I paid for it. It runs, drives and stops, so I can't complain for a, you know, a $15,000 car if it's all good. But yeah, we'll start going on a bit more of the cons on the interior and everything else. All right, here's the interior. Not the original seats. Pretty sure these are supposed to have electric memory seats, but these are probably out of like a BA, BFXR, like early, because this is a Series 2. It's an earlier model. Inside is quite nice. It is dirty and needs a good clean. Headliner, thank God, is not sagging like an old man's ball sack, but you know, she's pretty good. Steering wheel has been replaced at some point. The old one's in the boot. But yeah, here's a ZF shifter. So this is a really good box, really smooth, really nice, better than the BTR in my opinion, and pretty much 99% of the rest of Australia's opinions. Yeah, it's a good trans, and that's one of the reasons I bought it, was for the ZF, because it's a good car, a good box for a daily. It gives you the power you need and the shiftingness that you want. It's got a lot of parts throughout the car. I need to dig through them all and find out what I need to keep and what I can bin. I believe these are the original leather rear seats. So it's got cloth fronts, leather rears, but you know, that's perfect because if I have some Sheilas in the back, they'll love the nice plush leatherness in the rear. All right, inside the boot, we've got the old intercooler, the old steering wheel, which looks like someone got a bit hungry while they were driving because they've taken a couple bites out of the side here. So that is no use to me. And look at that. We've got a rainbow subwoofer. Mate, she is elite. I've no clue what brand this is or anything about it, but it's got a walk out the door warranty. So the second you leave, she's out of warranty. So I will be chucking a better sound system in it. I've got some good subs and shit to put in it and all the wiring's there. Don't know how good it is, but we'll find out once I start digging into the wiring a bit more and seeing what I need to fix and what's all right. This boot doesn't close that well. There you go, just give it a couple slams and she's good. But yeah, really can't complain. I'm actually quite happy with the purchase. It needs a lot of work, suspension and all that, but I'll show you a bit more of what we need, but I'll show you a bit more of the mods and everything before we go into what I need to fix. All right, so this has an AUS Stage 2 front mount intercooler, bigger intercooler, more air. It needs to be tuned. It has not been tuned. Also with the AUS battery side intake, and he's relocated the battery to the original airbox side. Don't really like how the crossover pipe kind of just stays blank there. I don't really like the look of it. It doesn't look too clean, in my opinion. So I'll see if I can get something done to fix that up. And we've got a bit more bonnet space now since we've got the XR6 bonnet, so hoping I can put some pipes or something there to clean it up and delete it. If you know much about XR6 turbos, if you see this on them, you know it's going to make all the good noises. So it does those and makes all the sexy XR6 turbo noises. But yeah, we'll go for a drive, and you'll see more of that in a second. But yeah, it's leaking oil everywhere. Rocker cover, timing cover, sump, rear main, front main, basically everywhere oil can come out, it can come out. So I believe the PCV might be blocked because it's pushing oil out everywhere. Transpan's leaking as well. Get a little bit of under, I don't know if you can see much under there, but there is oil and stuff. Sway bar, this side's snapped, bushes, need to go through, needs shocks. And unfortunately it's got a lot of wiring gremlins, a lot of codes. I'll go dive a bit more into it when I'm actually fixing it. But basically we've got a check engine light, which I believe is partly to a tune. It needs a tune for the front mount. But I can't actually read the PCM. So I can read the BEM via a scan tool, but the PCM I can't read through the CAN line, so the CAN bus. So I believe there is a big issue there with the wiring, but I'll need to dive into it a bit more and figure it out. Give her a start up. She starts up fine. She'll go into an intermittent rough idle. You've got a blaring check engine light there warning you that this car is too hectic for its own ECU. So I don't know what the codes are because I can't actually scan them. So I need to figure out how to scan the codes and see what the codes are and then see what I need to fix. Aftermarket head unit, all the basic bogan stuff. I've already done some work to it. I've flushed the brakes because the brake fluid was sludgy and shit. Got a couple blown fuses that I need to sort out. And just see what I can do from there. But we've got 7 present codes with the BEM, which are right here. I need to sort them all out. A couple of them aren't any issues, like with the power seats and all that. I believe it's just because this car's got the rails on it. It's thinking, oh, hey, where's the module? And basically having a bit of a freak out. But I want to be able to read the PCM. All right, we've got to start it up now. I'm going to leave the mic in the engine bay and show you how hectic this thing sounds, because it does all the turbo noises. So I'll leave you right here. So she does sound quite good for a $2,800 XR6 turbo. No weird noises, and makes the so-to-to-to-to that you want it to. So I really cannot complain. Alright, let's give her a start up. Pull the window down a little bit so we can get this POV drive. Alright, this is, you know, a 40k zone, so I'm not going too hard. But you'll hear all the hectic noises it wants to make. And we'll make a lot of P-platers happy. It is a really comfy car to drive, like it does feel good. And yeah, really cannot complain whatsoever about how it drives. It drives really well once it's up in boost, shifts fine, like everything else feels good. Transpan's leaking, so I do need to do something about it. But I'll actually put you guys down so you face towards me, because we're on private property at the moment, but we're about to go on a public road. So I will not be holding the camera, or have the camera mounted to my body, I should say, while I'm driving on the public road. It is on my body, so I'm not too concerned, but I just rather not have it on my body. So I will be putting it in my phone holder, so you can see me kind of driving it and all the smiles I put on my face while I'm going around outside. Right, I got you set up on the dash. I'm hoping the phone doesn't jiggle around too much. But yeah, we'll go for a bit more of a drive and give it some more shit. Just didn't want to have the phone on me, because I'm a bit of a bitch. So I didn't really want to get done in for something that is really just a small thing. But oh, there we go. Alright, I got you set up down here because I'm hoping this, I've got a magnetic phone mount, so before it just fell off, as you could see, and it shit me. So I'm hoping this would be a bit better for a driving position. You can see my beautiful jawline and how sexy I am from down here. So yeah, we're on this straight. We'll give it a bit more. You can hear all the clunks and shit for the suspension. It's pretty fucked. Like in general, like the whole suspension is just rooted. It needs a lot of bushings and stuff. So yeah, I'll be running through that. But every fucking cunt will cream their pantaloons if they were under the age of, I don't know, 20 and they're on their P plates. This is like the dream. So we're in a bit of a straight here. We'll give it some shit. It's a quick car, like it is. I'm afraid to go full throttle after the old pole incident. So yeah, it needs to be tuned and stuff too. So it's not pushing as much power as it would be. I reckon it'd be pushing 400 easy once it's tuned with all the stage 2 kit and the everything else that's been going on with it. But yeah, no, she's a really good daily. ZF is a really good transmission, and yeah, she's just a joy. It's got 300 on the body, or 310 on the body, I should say, and apparently it's got 150 on the motor. With no receipts, you know, you hear all the rattling, but with no receipts, you kind of got to take that with a grain of salt, because everyone and their mother has had put a new engine in at some point and didn't have receipts or whatever. So, you know, you can't really believe it too much. But the car, you know, considering all the leaks and everything, it's got some Ks on it, but not the most maintenance ever. Like it's due for a service in 5,000 Ks, but that service was also due a year ago. So, you know, you really got to take everything with a grain of salt, and you got to do all your due diligence. Like, you want to make sure the car hasn't got massive blow by, or it's not making any weird noises or knocking or anything. But I mean, the car idles fine, it drives fine. You know, it starts bogging down a little bit after you drive for a while. I noticed that. I drove it for about an hour home, and after I was sitting in the 70 zone, just pinging on 70, it started bogging down like a little bit and kicking me back. But after I put my foot down a bit more, she picked up. So I need to figure out what's causing that. So I really need to be able to scan the codes to really get a gauge of what's wrong. But I kind of just want to get the car up to par first. You know, suspension and all that. Like, I don't really want anything to let me go. And a tuner, or a reputable tuner, I should say, wouldn't even think of touching this car in the condition it's in. They normally require the car not to be pissing out oil and all that, have snap suspension. It's got a snap sway bar and all that. So, you know, and clunking and all the weird, not so fun noises that these cars make. Ford's pretty bad with all the bushes and everything. They tend to go out, and they've got so many arms and bushes and everything compared to Holden, that it makes it a bit more of a pain in the ass. But it is a good sounding car. I'm an LS man through and through. Like, I love my HSVs, my SS and all that, but the sound of a turbo on any car is mint. So you know, with the reliability of this and a turbo on it, it's a good sounding car. You know, you hear all the turbo noises you want to do. I want to leave the car virtually stock because it is going to be a daily. It's going to be my little tough daily while I do up the Grange, which will be another video that I will be making about the Grange. I've had it for a while, I just haven't done anything to it yet. But yeah, she is a good car, and I will be going through more episodes of actually fixing everything and doing everything. But for now, it's kind of just a bit of an introduction, and yeah, showing you what you can get for $2,800 for an XR6 turbo. But if you've got any suggestions, please let me know what I should do to it, or what you reckon I should be looking for or looking at while I'm working on it. But yeah, take it easy, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.